just over here in front of you. Charles said before this fight that he thought he could break you mentally. Do you think that you managed to show just how tough you really are in this fight?
I like to think so. You know, with my brain, I think, you know, if I can deal with my own brain, no one can ever beat me. So yeah, you know, I did say before, I said I don't know what fight he's looked at where he thought he could mentally break me. But yeah, I don't think another man can mentally get in my head.
And you spoke in the octagon about your anxiety that you suffer with going into fights and especially this weekend as well. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
It's just something I've dealt with for years. And yeah, you know, obviously every fight I've ever had, I have anxiety going into it, but this one was probably the worst. You know, hats off to Charles because he's an absolute animal. And it's draining, you know, it is very, very draining. It kind of cripples you. But, you know, it made sure that I was in the gym as much as I could be because I was always thinking the worst outcomes. And yeah, here we are. You know, I got the win. I felt great in there. And I feel like I did everything that I possibly could in that fight camp.
How do you deal with the anxiety normally, and why do you think it played such a big part for you going into this fight in particular?
I do have tablets for it, and I do go into therapy. You know, I have therapists and stuff that professionally deal with it now, but, you know, for years I didn't. And just having good people around me. You know, I don't ever really talk about it. I kind of regret mentioning it now in the cage because I think everyone's going to ask about it. But yeah, you know, I've got a very, very loving family. My mum, my dad, my fiance, you know, so I've always got people to talk to and, you know, just to reassure me that everything's fine.
You know, you made your way up to featherweight. You said there's a new guy in town. What do you think you can achieve in this division?
I think I can go all the way. You know, I think I could go all the way at 135, but yeah, you know, it just wasn't happening. I wasn't active enough. You know, the UFC don't always give me the most amount of notice, you know, and I'd rather be able to take a fight on 8 weeks notice, 6 weeks notice, but, you know, 135, it was just, I needed too much time to make weight, so, yeah, you know, I feel quick at 145, the weight cuts are a lot more easier, and it means that I'm able to focus on my opponents and actually have a life, you know, and not just be sitting there thinking about food all the time, so, yeah, you know, I feel a lot more happier and healthier at this weight.
And when you look at the featherweight division, are there any dream matchups perhaps, or someone that you'd like to get matched up with next?
If I'm honest, there actually isn't. You know, I do need to go and like look at the rankings and do my homework because obviously my first 145 was with Charles Jourdain, done my research on him, done. Charles Jourdain, done my research, done, and now I actually haven't got anyone lined up. Now I can go away and actually catch up with the fights, you know, because for so many years I was focused on 135. But yeah, you know, whoever the UFC want to give me, I'm always game to fight them.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Nathaniel over here. Congratulations on the win. You mentioned having the speed at 145. You seem to have the power too. You did seem to hurt him. Were you surprised at his durability tonight?
100%. You know, maybe this power lacks a little bit at 145 because at 135 I was knocking everyone out, man. If you watch my Cage Warriors days, you know, I was getting first round knockouts all the time. But these 145ers have got good chins, so, you know, I've got good cardio. You know, I'm very durable, so if needs be, I'm just going to have to keep, you know, pinging them until the judges give me a decision, I guess.
And ahead of this fight, a lot of people were picking you versus Charles as the fight of the night, as a fight to watch. What does that say to you?
It says a lot about my style and Charles's style. You know, we both come to bang, and as much as I want to become UFC champion and win my fights, I want to be known as an entertaining fighter. You know, where even if I was getting booed today, I want everyone that was in that arena to go away and think, wow, you know, I got my money's worth from that kid's fight. You know, that's the main thing. I want to give people a fight they want to see, and those 50 G's bonuses always help as well.
Absolutely. And last one here, you mentioned, you know, you went through Charles Rosa, you went through Charles Jourdain, probably no more Charles for you. What about a time frame in terms of a return? Have you thought about the end of the year, early next year?
I do need to get my hand sorted. You know, my hand's been giving me grief for about 2 years now. I think it needs operating on, but, you know, I've kind of just been having to crack on with it. So, you know, I hurt it on Charles's head tonight. It's just an ongoing thing, so I might have to actually get this sorted out for once. But, you know, I'm hearing stories and I'm hearing, you know, Chinese whispers that next year there's going to be maybe a stadium card or something like this in London. So, you know, I'm the London boy, I want to be on that. So, yeah, I won't be looking at taking too much time off.
Hope to see you on it. Congrats.
Thank you. Done. Thank you guys. Cheers.